It's Tuesday, June 27th, 2023, about 3:20 in the afternoon, and I'm back in Bar Harbor. I've just turned on to Main Street from being at yet another doctor's appointment, and I'm happy to report I don't have to go back until the end of August, which is nice. It'll be the longest run without a doctor's appointment in quite a while, since back in December. Anyway, we're driving on Main Street toward the waterfront. I don't know if you can tell, but right now it's a little foggy. You might be able to see some of the fog in the image. The image I see on my camera doesn't really show it up, but I'm sure it'll be there in the real big image. So it has been overcast, foggy, and rainy today. It's dried out for the last couple of hours, but it was raining earlier. And so we want to take a look at things here in Bar Harbor. And as is typically the case on rainy or nasty days, a lot more people are in town than on a nice day. As you can see, the streets are packed with people. I don't know if there's a cruise ship in today. There might be, but I suspect this is just people who felt that they'd rather stay in town than go into the park, get a mile or two into a trail, and find that suddenly it is pouring down rain, and that they've got a mile or two to walk in it before they get out of the rain. So as I said, this is pretty typical for this kind of day, that the town is packed. And I have not seen a single parking space. So what I'm going to do is go down to the town dock and use that to turn around. Then I'm going to head over to the supermarket. And as you can see, it's pretty busy down here. This is kind of what you would expect on a fairly nice day in July or August, but you know, just takes a little inclement weather and this is what happens. Tons of people. And this is also what happens because of yielding to pedestrians. You can sometimes be sitting for a while waiting to drive down Main Street. And as you can see, it's busy and apparently looks completely parked up down here. I think I saw a parking spot on the other side, but I'm not going that way. Oh, and here's one over here, and somebody just pulled out ahead of me, but I'm not going to park today. Pickup truck's a little hard to parallel park, and I'm just going to drive around. You can see the waterfront there. There's a beautiful view of Bar Island. If you can see through the fog, you can just make out the edge of the shore there, I think. No, that's not the shore. But it's pretty foggy today. Over in Southwest Harbor, I drove down to the marina and could not see my boat, even though I was only about 100 feet from it. There is the four-masted schooner Margaret Todd and another smaller schooner tied up alongside over there. You can see the two masts. And I kind of think they're not going out today, because as soon as they got 100 yards from land, they would just be in fog, and that's all you would see as we go down the town dock, just to get a little bit more of a view of the waterfront. So this is what the Bar Harbor waterfront looks like on a foggy day. Everybody is here in town. All the parking is filled up, and it's very limited visibility. And it looks like all the whale watchers are in. They wouldn't be able to find any whales today. And all you'd see, unless they're right close to shore, would be fog. And as you look up toward Agamont Park, up there, you can probably see the fog. That is not my windshield fogged up. That's the air fogged up. So I'm going to head over to the supermarket and do my shopping. Lots of people everywhere you go. And we'll run down West Street here and see what it looks like. Okay, looks pretty busy here. People looking around. Normally, there are several whale watchers that operate out of here that would be out with several hundred people this time of day, if you could see anything. And they so those people are here in town, and lots of people who would be walking in the park are here on a day like this, because you know, you can climb up a hill to a beautiful scenic overlook and only see fog. So it's kind of what happens this time of year. But for those of you who are planning to come to Bar Harbor in July or August, what you see today at this time is typical of what you'll see pretty much any day, any time during July or August. And of course, in the evening, Bar Harbor is even more crowded. So we'll continue down here. And as you can see, pretty much most of the parking here is taken. There's a little bit of spot every now and then, but that's it. And the tide is in enough right now that even if you could see it, you could not walk over to Bar Island. It's very lush and green today. But lots of traffic here on West Street in Bar Harbor, even about 5 blocks from Maine. Okay, here is my turn to go up to Cottage Street and the supermarket. And I'll stop when I get up here to Cottage, and then pick this video up on my way out of Bar Harbor as we drive back across the island. I think I'll show you what it looks like from Southwest Harbor when we get back over there. And that won't be for about an hour, because I have to go to the supermarket and then I have to drive back across the island. Okay, here's my turn for the supermarket, so I'll end this segment. Okay, I am out of the supermarket. It's 10 after 4, and as you can see, I think the fog is actually thickened up here in Bar Harbor, and I doubt that if I went down to the waterfront that I would be able to see anything there except a wall of fog, because it's gonna be a foggy night. This often happens this time of year. Usually it's a little later before we get really significant fog, but certainly in July we can have a week of fog where visibility is on the water is only 40-50 feet. I have certainly been out where you couldn't see much beyond the bow of the boat. And here we come. make my turn. Thank you. What the heck? It's a huge manhole or something there. And you can really see the fog here. And that is outside the car. My windshield is not fogged up. And so we'll wait for the light and then head back. Okay, I edited the stoplight out. It seemed like it was lasting a lifetime. As we head out of Bar Harbor. And in about a minute, we will be still in the town of Bar Harbor, but out of the built-up part. The built-up part of Bar Harbor is actually very small, and although the town of Bar Harbor has 5,000 people, that really is the population of the entire northern half of the island. And I would guess that there are probably, turkey crossing. I have to slow down again. Well, there's another one coming. There we go. Wild turkeys crossing the road. Wonder why. And we'll go up here in just a little bit. We'll pass the Kibo Valley Golf Club on the left. And then we'll basically be out of town. But as I was saying, I would be surprised if the actual town part of Bar Harbor, where all the houses are, has more than about 3,500 people. Because there are a lot of villages in Bar Harbor that have, you know, reasonable populations. Hull's Cove, for example, and Town Hill, and a couple of others. So, and here we go. This is right here, the end of built-up Bar Harbor. Okay, 4:30, and we're just coming into Southwest Harbor. As you can see, there's a little fog here, and it's just going to get thicker as we get closer to the harbor. And it's not the nicest day here today. So when we get up near and go past the harbor, I will turn the camera so you can see it. And I'm also going to drive out through Manset, and we'll go right down by the water so you can see what it looks like as we pass into Southwest Harbor. Just a couple blocks to go and we will be in downtown. Right here the fog is about the same as it was in Bar Harbor when I left there about 20 minutes ago. But it's, as I said, as we get closer to the water, it will thicken up. Right now, we're probably, half mile from Southwest Harbor, the harbor. As you can see, it's pretty foggy ahead. It's supposed to be dense fog tonight, so I guess that means we won't be seeing much. Usually don't spend much time on the boat when it's foggy because it's very damp and kind of uncomfortable sitting there in the fog. The only time it's at all comfortable is sometimes in the fall when you can turn the heat on, warm it up a little bit. Right now it is 63 degrees here in Southwest Harbor according to my truck thermometer. And we'll see what the bank thermometer says up here in one block as we drive into downtown. And it's pretty busy here in downtown Southwest Harbor. And we're coming up on the 4th of July here, and only about a week. And Southwest Harbor does have fireworks scheduled for the 4th of July. Here we go. 64 according to the bank thermometer. So it's not very warm. And lots of traffic here. And now that we're out of downtown, as you can see, there are no people. The restaurants in town, with one exception, which is the Dry Dock Inn, are only open some days. Most of them are closed at least 2 days a week. And that's simply a function of staffing availability. Okay, we're coming up toward the end of Southwest Harbor proper, and we'll be able to take a look out. So camera is now turned to look out toward the harbor as we go across here. And they've been working on the road here, so there's some irregularities. I apologize for that. And in just a minute, we're going to pass the viewpoint at the west end of Southwest Harbor, and you'll see just what it looks like today. And there it is, a beautiful day to be out on the water here in Mount Desert Island, Maine. Well, here we are driving along the south side of Southwest Harbor on Shore Road, and you can see what the visibility is like. It's about 100 yards, so you can go out and at least see other boats approaching when they got to within 100, maybe 150 yards. So this is not what I would call particularly dense fog. We'll have a better view up here in just a little bit when we get out of this spot where the trees are between us and the water. Despite the trees, we are only about 30 feet from the water. I'm going to turn into the parking area for the Mansit Town Dock, and we'll take a look out that way. So, it's a little bumpy here. As we look out across Southwest Harbor toward the hills of Mount Desert Island. They're over there, I think, unless this is one of those Stephen King style fogs which just consumes everything. But not a day when you want to head out and do much boating. Okay, so that's the end of today's video, running over to Bar Harbor and taking a look at the waterfront here in Southwest Harbor on a foggy 27th of June 2023. Thanks for watching.